sandals and shorts, and surf and scuba and sand and sailing and soccer. San Diego, California.
Season's greetings and welcome to a brand new episode of Two Balls and a Mic, episode 220. 220. Thank you. Sorry, it's howdy partners. It's currently 10 p.m. my time.
Oh, okay.
Texas
partner.
time.
All right, partner.
It's a Whataburger o'clock somewhere, not here in San Diego, but
Dime vaquero. Oh man.
season's greeting. We're gonna go ahead and get down to it. We're gonna go ahead and talk San Diego Wave, excuse me, tying Louisville, Racing Louisville.
Whoa.
A revenge game for Taylor Kornieck. I was actually on the way to Houston when I encountered a one of the coaches for San Diego Wave going early.
That's cool.
Which is pretty dope. But we're gonna go ahead and break that game film down, that entire game. We'll welcome our friend Abe Cepeda. Everybody loves Abe. He gets the clicks. He gets the people going. We're also going to go ahead and preview the Orlando Pride going and facing Orlando Pride on the road. Florida, 2 back-to-back away games, and then back here at Snapdragon for later. We're going to also look at San Diego FC's number 1 signing, first signing of all time, Duran clean sheet for Orange County SC. You're going to break down some of that film and other SDFC news, as well as that supporters rally that they had, and some rumors of some more U.S. players or more Mexicans coming to San Diego FC.
I can give my 2 cents on that one, but
we will definitely do that. And everybody's favorite segment of
Jogo Bonito.
Two Balls and a Mic, powered by San Diego Punto Fútbol, as you guys can see there. El Juego Bonito. Goals, gaffes, and greats. Abrupt ending. Oh, there it is. Sandals and shorts, indeed.
Okay, how was Texas, man?
It was all right. Economy sucks just because my size. Like, I go in and I make everybody's life easier. But then, like, I'm sat like this for 3 hours. Just constrained like a little... like, literally, if you made me into a rubber band ball of how tightly squeezed in I am, I'm like
Did you have an aisle, middle seat?
Windows both ways. Apparently, I booked the wrong flight. I was supposed to be business this whole time. So
You would have been more comfy.
Potentially. I wouldn't have made the memories that I made watching WrestleMania on the way there and on the way back. Mission was to go in Houston and work. And then everything closes at 10. It's weird. Houston was pretty interesting. Shout out, very friendly people.
Everything closes at 10.
I had about 10 different Ubers, each one a different nationality, which was interesting.
That's cool.
But yes, my only goal, just recreationally, was going to be to try Whataburger. So I think this is why people are also here. They want. I think I'm a trusted voice, Chiba.
I think so too. I mean, I was keeping up with your threads on Twitter.
I've never really, showcased that my
your life.
yeah, that's also true. But just I've never showcased anything that wasn't honesty on the podcast. We're transparent. We're San Diego's number 1 soccer outlet, so we kind of have to do that. But ultimately, I wouldn't want people to be led astray by the ultimate debate of Whataburger v. In-N-Out. And I know this is why people tune in. I know this is why people are like just excited for 2 balls and a mic.
That's why I came. That's the only reason I'm here.
No, so this is a medium, and I don't have small hands, and I asked for a medium. And when in Texas, they had every flavor, but they had sweet tea, and I destroyed one of those sweets. So my medicine and everything was out the window. Like, YOLO. Literally. Hopefully I was banging on Texas having a Kaiser of some sort. But yeah, so it was really good. I have an official ranking.
Expensed.
I have an absolutely. It's fuel. So I get there and I'm greeted by a pretty abrasive
Spicy
member.
ketchup.
Oh boy, let me get there. All right, so let's just get it from the top, right? I get the jalapeno Whataburger because I'm like, if I was here, Texas, living here, what would I normally get? Of course, I would get something with jalapenos.
Yeah.
It's a regular Whataburger with jalapenos. Cool. Dope,
Okay.
awesome. 7.1. That's solid. That's a good burger. You know what? If I had to compare this to whatever In-N-Out would have, In-N-Out I think is a 8.3.
Okay,
like just
a double
solid.
double,
Yeah,
double double with
100%.
chilies. Okay.
So jalapeno Whataburger, all right. The fries, okay.
They look okay.
The fries are for the next part. The fries are for the next part, which is of just a vehicle, a vessel of sorts, to deliver what is honestly the best ketchup I've ever had in my life.
Oh my gosh.
So there's fancy ketchup, but sure, it's fine. It's just really good ketchup. It's just really good ketchup. But then there's this thing called spicy ketchup, and it has like with jalapenos.
Like jalapenos in it, or like sauce?
Like it's just like
like it's a little kick.
9.6.
Really?
9.6. If I can bottle that and just like
bring it
and along with barrels.
So is that just a Whataburger thing, or do they have spicy ketchup?
I think it's just a Whataburger thing. Maybe it's everywhere. I don't know, but this is what I came in. Patty melt, excellent. The sweet tea was all right. It was pretty okay. Excellent. The conversations, the friends that we made along the way were the better part of that. So if you want to just take a look and a gander at what my adventure was, go ahead and check out _Tony Sanchez. This is something stark because the first thing, and people here will, and Abraham will also laugh, and people will kind of get insight of how my brain works. My fat ass was not going to order an Uber to Whataburger. So what did Tony do? Tony ordered a Uber to go to a sports store next to the Whataburger so I could just walk.
Wait, que te da vergüenza? You're in Texas. You could have just done it.
Hey, no, it's fine. It's fine. What is interesting, just like the Mexico jersey, obviously it's Houston, so they have different merch.
Yeah.
A lot of this is the only soccer corner. The selection of cleats were actually superb.
Nice.
Not a lot of indoor soccer shoes. It was called Free Bullets. I mean, covered.
Shit.
Covered. Right. Academy Sports and outdoor. It was everything. HEB is everything.
Wow, look at that, America.
Yeah.
You FaceTime me when you were in the store.
No, this is the FaceTime. Actually, just cropped you out of it.
No, and they had a whole aisle of cowboy boots.
Whole aisle of sporting cowboy boots, and it was a great time. I couldn't make it a Waffle House. My tummy was not doing well.
I like how someone asked, like, how was it? And you replied with your thread.
Yeah, here. Yeah, just I'm not gonna bother.
You got in the pool?
I did get into the pool, and it was absolutely freezing, which makes sense for Texas. Like, it's not a heated pool. Why would Texas have a heated pool?
Exactly.
Okay. Last thing. I needed to go get some Texas barbecue.
Yeah.
First time ever. Go to Truth Barbecue. I talked.
Did you check the reviews before and everything?
I check reviews. I check with Uber drivers. I check with everybody, and there was two. I just went on this one. And this is my plate. I got a little bit of everything, and I pulled and I did the oh, it's my first time having Texas barbecue. I don't know what to get. Oh, you think I could get a free sample of the tater tot casserole? Which one would you take, man? Tater tot casserole or mac and cheese? Oh, it's a hard decision. I only got one, man. It's my first time having Texas bar. I don't know when I'm gonna have it again. Okay, here's an extra sample. Because the collard greens were another the Brussels sprouts were phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah, that shit looks good.
That is fantastic. Again, just brisket. Tremendous. Excellent. 9.3 for the ribs. I asked for pulled pork, but I got ribs. At the end of the day, I wasn't complaining. Pepper jack sausage was okay. Tasted like a
0.8,
like a chorizo type of thing.
Okay.
Brussels sprouts were fantastic, and then the mac and tater tots just a tie. Just if in Texas, I highly recommend. And one of my least favorite reviewers, actually, it was coincidence because I just looked it up. And is this fella here? I don't know if let's see. Am I sharing this?
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. All right. So this is literally the last thing, and it's dumb. Season's greetings to everybody in the chat here.
First things first, we got the 3 meat plate. Starting off, we got the beef brisket. This is the fatty brisket. Look at how beautiful this is. Damn.
That damn
was that you?
is exactly
Damn.
what I said. And I had no idea. Like I took that first bite, I was like, damn, just damn, like a religious
amazing.
experience.
That's amazing.
Season's greetings. I'm well. I am back. Also, economy back class, the last literally corner seat on the airplane. Shout out United for having mediocre airlines sponsor us, I guess. But yeah, that was Texas. You can find everything on
cool,
there.
man.
I try to go watch an Astros game. They were away. Try to watch Houston. I try to watch the Houston Dash. Not there. Rockets, not there. So no sports for me. Changing lives, one seminar at a time. But all right. Oh, and I went to the NASA Johnson Space Center. This is the last thing. I snuck out during my lunch because I needed to make sure that I got something because my girl loves space.
Okay.
She loves it. So literally a mission in between my lunch, I left, paid it full admission, sped run the entire museum, took pictures, went to the gift shop, and spent
Fuck.
yeah, a lot.
Damn. All right.
Touch the moon. There's actually the moon. There's one of 8 moon rocks you can actually physically touch on Earth, and that's one of them.
Wow, you touched the moon.
I touched the moon.
That's fucking crazy. I'll touch the hand. I'll touch the moon.
Touched other stuff too. Like the brisket. But yeah, so shout out to NASA, I guess.
To
all right.
NASA, sponsor us.
Sponsor us. Yeah, let's go. All right.
All right, back to football. Back to soccer.
San Diego Punto Football.
I'm glad you came back safe from Texas. San Diego missed you. San Diego football missed you. And the soccer community missed you and wished you a well trip. But we did have a soccer game.
Did we?
For San Diego Wave against Racing Louisville. But we're going to welcome in our good old pal, writer, Abraham Cepeda. Welcome in, Abraham.
Whoa, how you guys doing? I'm very jealous of the brisket. That looked really, really good.
I know, dude.
Damn. Like
You're going to have some here and you're going to be so disappointed.
I tried to bring you guys some. I legitimately did.
It's okay.
It wasn't for you guys. But like my conference ended at 12. My flight was at 2. And so I Ubered there for 20 minutes and risked there being a line. There was a super big line. So I then had to get an Uber back there. Apparently, whoever put in my flight ticket on the way there and back put my wrong birthday. So I made it onto the plane, like literally like Home Alone when the families all running. Like that was me, just the size of an entire family, just walking and running through the airport. All right, so I fly over to Houston and I'm not going to say the coach's name just because I don't want to burn him out. All right. There's obviously at the airport in Lindbergh Field, there's facilities, there's watering holes. It was pretty early in the morning. This coach, he was sat down at one of these establishments, not drinking at all, but just destroying some Phil's barbecue. I was like, wait, oh my God. Yeah, it was like 9, just wolfing it down. I'm like, I'm a little jealous. Just and talk to him a little bit. I'm like, hey, how's it going? We recognize each other, kind of like a fuck are you doing here? Like, and you know,
Louisville.
Yeah, no. So it was early, right? He was like,
you should have told
like,
him that I'm going to Louisville.
Louisville. And he's like, yeah, no, like, you know, I'm gonna go out early, get some preparations done. So it's kind of interesting and cool. Just get that behind the scenes of, you know, some coaches leave early. Just the semantics of how.
Honestly, that kind of makes sense because they probably send someone, hey, like you check us in for the hotel to when the players get there. Like we don't even have to wait or anything. We just go straight to the rooms.
Exactly.
Pretty
Cool. So yeah. So that was that game on Saturday. Abe Chiva. I'll start with Abe. Going into it, we knew it was a revenge game for Taylor Flint, formerly the artist formerly known as Taylor Kornieck. What were we feeling going into this game?
I mean, I genuinely don't think I would have cared as much about this revenge game until Casey Stoney made those comments about the competition thing. And
Yeah.
when you hear that kind of conversation from a coach, especially talking about a former player, I think it justifiably makes you excited.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, that's part of the. I mean, when we had her on the show, right, Tony, where she just kind of brought that up and said, "Oh, if players don't want to like," she brought up Kornieck and said, "If players don't want to compete, I don't want them in my team." I thought it was very interesting.
Point blank.
Yeah, because Taylor Kornieck posted on Instagram and said, "Well, this is gonna be fun," and I was like, "Okay, that's
And the devil emoji too.
Exactly.
That was the important part. If she
I was
said
like,
that is normal, but the devil emoji, that means
yeah,
something.
it's like a van a ver, cabrones."
Nice.
So the question was, I mean, if she scores, will she celebrate, right? I think going into this game on paper, you saw Orlando Pride and they had nothing but ties on the season. I think 3 ties, if I'm not mistaken. And you kind of want to put San Diego Wave as a favorite over Orlando Pride, Racing Louisville here,
Mhm.
but you're coming off an international break. You're coming off from 10 of your players being in international teams and coming on. Obviously, you're not going to be at 100%. You have Naomi Girma out through an injury. So I don't know if you're going in too confidently into this game, but I thought they would play a lot better, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, and with that, Naomi Girma just sources at this point confirming that they are keeping her with supervisory eyes through medical, just making sure she's going to be 100% to come back, which kind of tells you the depth that Casey knows that she has in the squad to say,
Yep.
you know what, I'm comfortable her not playing. We saw her on the bench, for the She Believes Cup. So at a given, if push to shove, I think she would have come on for some reason if needed to. So she's not necessarily completely out, but at the same time, I think Wave is taking their precautions going into it. But it was going to be an interesting match. And again, we talk about just like standings right now. San Diego Waves currently on 7 out of 14, but it's a little bit early. Like some of these teams don't even have 4 games so they can fill out the graphic. You know how they fill it out like 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
like draw, right? Win. Some teams
I think
have
it's only
3.
San Diego and Gotham
And
that haven't
Gotham.
played 4 games
True.
because of the Challenge Cup.
True. They need to make that up quick. But yeah, so that's kind of just considering in the back of your mind where these two teams stand, and I mean the game.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, looking at the starting lineup that we have here, obviously the big thing that you see is just we have Kennedy Wesley starting,
Yes.
making her debut. And I was a little shocked, I'm not gonna lie. You're putting in a rookie, you're trusting her in an away match over Sierra Engie, who already proved herself kind of last season. You have her there, and you're going to trust the rookie over a player that you kind of already seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, like those were a pretty ballsy move, and I think it paid off because I thought she had a great game.
Incredibly gutsy move. I agree with you there. But again, that kind of tells you the talent that it has been brought up through the draft, back-to-back drafts with really, really good players. Kennedy Wesley, one of those players that I think Casey was even talking about, like, if she was there, we'll take her 100%. But a strong lineup, internationals peppered in there, as strong as it gets without probably Girma.
Yeah, I was honestly a little surprised that they had that many internationals playing, considering they had all just played very recently in with their teams. But I mean, it is about as ideal of a lineup that you can see from the Wave.
No, 100%. And I mean, I think there's players that I wish I would have been able to see in this game as well. But we also got a second debut later into this match with Kimi Scagno coming in the second half. And I think it was a move that I didn't expect would happen. And I think Abe, you texted me like this game is screaming for Mel B if she wasn't injured. And I agree with you. But one thing we know about Casey Stoney is she's going to make it work with what she has. And she's always going to make sure that it's competitive and that the team is always in it. And I think that's exactly what she did with this lineup.
Yeah, and they looked good that first half. They were really on top of it. They created more chances, dominating possession, played that same game that they've been wanting to play, but like most other games, they weren't able to make anything happen in that final third.
Yeah, no, I think something to highlight is just we go from a game at at Snapdragon where we highlight Sophia Jakobsson and she had a great game and
Mhm.
just completely dominating. And then you go to this game, she had so many chances and couldn't finish. I think there was one play where Jaden Shaw just kind of sets her up nicely. But in this
what
one,
a pass! This is the
yeah,
first one of,
this is
of
the
the
first one
match.
that she has. And I mean,
Yeah.
it was kind of like, I think there's simple finishes that you can have as a player. And I think Sophia Jakobsson tries to like, it says Tony just hates when
that was-
goalkeepers just do this. I mean, sometimes you're going with the flow of it. This pass right here, though,
Excellent pass.
this is one that I want to highlight. Like Jaden Shaw's vision is why I think she would be an excellent center attacking mid over a winger. Because the U.S. women's national team, they pretty much use her as a 10.
Mhm.
And Twyla has said that. I mean, even answering a question like, hey, like, how come Jaden Shaw didn't start? Oh, we want to see, we have other players that play on the wings. We use Jaden Shaw more internally in the middle. I think when she's playing in that position, she shines because that vision she has of those through balls and shots outside the box, they're phenomenal.
Yeah, just look at that freeze frame right there when you see the ball. Again, for those on audio platforms, recommend on YouTube. It's still available throughout the week or live here on Mondays, every Monday, except when the Sockers play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 essentially players taken out by one pass. I'm gonna count the defender behind Shaw in that, but that's just
You have
world
to
class.
score that.
That's world class. But yes, you do have to score that. This
Well,
pass goes yes.
Isn't
Abe?
that the reason why Jaden Shaw is on the wings? Because you don't really have anyone that can finish those kind of passes like that. Like Jaden Shaw is
Yes,
amazing
but
as a
without
10,
Jaden
but
Shaw, who
she's the
sets
one
it
that's
up?
going to score.
Yeah, but without Jaden Shaw doing that, who's gonna set it up? You have to trust some of your other players to finish. Yeah, Jaden Shaw is probably one of the best finishers you have too, but she can't do it all. She can't pass. I mean, you technically can pass to yourself in soccer, but
Admittedly a tight angle.
I would have been so pissed if I was Jaden Shaw, Sophia Jakobsson.
Sure. And I think my biggest thing is like it's not a better shot. If the goalkeeper stops it, the angle's very close. She's marking her first post. It's difficult to kind of cross it. She goes for a shot, but my just gripe is that it goes directly to her. Kind of make it a little bit more difficult for the goalkeeper. It would be my only thing.
You could shoot first post at the top corner. You can shoot, try to curb it second post. Like, yeah, it's difficult, but you're a professional.
Here's another intervention here by the goalkeeper, and San Diego Wave kept pressing. Like they kept
did.
attacking the first half.
But the shots, no tenían nada. Like the shots were like really easy shots. I don't think they challenged the goalkeeper at all for raising Louisville. And I mean, overall, the offense just looked not what we're used to. It just looked tired. It looked slow. It didn't look clinical at all. And Abe, I don't know if you want to agree, but I mean, it's just it seemed off.
Yeah, I wrote down that it looked lethargic, and that's just probably an international thing. I think that when you have that many players at the top needing minutes and also needing to kind of score, there has to be like a give and take there. So you just don't know what to expect from them, honestly, week in and week out. Like even the week prior, they hadn't scored all game against the Rain, and not until the end were they able to get something off. And like it was an issue all of last season too. Alex Morgan, we thought she was kind of like gassed and wasn't able to do anything. Kira Kusika, come on, changed a lot on the front end, but now we're kind of just seeing it again. They're not able to just make important finishing attacks, and I don't know if they need like another forward up there or something, but something's got to change on this.
Yeah, because
here Maria Sanchez is on the market.
The chances are getting created. That would be great. That's my mom's name. Sophia Jakobsson once again here with the left, and again, like we can fault to players for this or that, but like I think she just needs to take that extra second, extra moment in front of goal and just finish and just get it on target. That's what she did in the first one, but I think she's trying to score a banger here. Just get it on target, create some chaos. There's enough players that can probably rebound and have a good chance to tap that in if need be. But ultimately, this was kind of the way that this game was going to go.
And I mean, ideally, right? Like you can have the philosophy, hey, if you win at home and tie on the road, you're pretty set for the season. Like you didn't lose the game, you tied on the road. That's always a win for a lot of teams. But I think Wave is one of those teams where you're like, no, we want to win every single game because we can win every single game. other than that, I mean, yeah, the offense lacked, but the defense, on the other hand, looked solid still. And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a big plus without Naomi Girma.
Yeah, Kennedy Wesley looked like she's been playing all season long, which was very surprising to me. Like, she was on top of it, a great center back. Abby Dahlkemper looked solid again too. Kristen Westphal started that game. She looked good again. Kristen McNabb also was just killing it in that role. And I don't think the defense is ever going to be an issue with Casey Stoney, honestly. She's a defender. She knows how to get them in shape, knows how they all know what they're doing in the defensive end.
Getting led by the one and only Kaylin Sheridan. Kaylin having a great game here. This is one of her easy stops. No stop is easy when it has to, but things got a little physical overall, and the match kind of took a turn where Louisville seemed to have the upper hand for a lot of it. Another save here into the hands of Sheridan. But San Diego Wave kept pressing on. Another shot by Sophia Jakobsen. That's kind of what we've seen so far this season, where the finishing needs to be clinical for San Diego Wave. And if they do that, they're going to go ahead and pass anybody who faces them at this point, because it's stellar with the build-up play that's happening with San Diego Wave. Colaprico also getting involved with a good shot earlier here. As you're going to see, oh, that wasn't. She did the exact same cut and shot it actually earlier. But I mean, midfield, great. Defense, great. Goalkeeper, great.
Yeah, I mean, gotta shout out McCaskill again. I mean, just putting in a shift again and
Told
just
Told
nonstop
everybody.
running. And I think the physicality that she gives you is something. I mean, I asked Casey Stoney at the end, it's like, hey, what does she give you that other players wouldn't give you?
Mhm.
But we'll touch base on that as to why I really asked it.
Does it have to do with the person that just scored?
Yes, it kind of has to. And I mean, at first you see, oh my God, Taylor Kornieck.
Who was it?
Freaking scored.
Was it your
Taylor Flint.
who put it on Taylor Flint?
Me on our
On
Twitter?
Instagram. Who's
Me. That
who's
was
going
me.
to, if she was going to celebrate?
Yeah, that was me.
That looked like a celebration to me.
That 100% was a celebration. And I think it was ruled offsides, or was it a foul?
It was ruled offsides.
Okay.
Just because the moment, the number 9 right here.
Oh, gotcha.
Gets
She's in the way of Kaylin
she gets
Sheridan.
Yep. Honestly, not that I think it would have changed anything.
That's an offsides though.
It's an offside, 100%. Yeah,
based on the rule,
100%.
it's an offsides. It's unfortunate, but it's still a great header. And I mean, it kind of gives you a little taste of your own medicine, where you're like, man, that's what she used to do for us for the most part. That's why we had her at San Diego Wave. Like, Tony, you described the best, like that. Kaylin Sheridan, goal kick. Kornieck, La Pena, Lekaya Morgan shoots, scores.
Mm-hmm.
And in the corner kick set pieces, like, she had to be the difference maker. You're the tallest player on the field. You better win the ball every single time. And that's exactly what she did against San Diego Wave. Luckily for the Wave, there was an offsides call.
Yeah, and luckily for the Wave, Kaylin Sheridan is also still in net. And, that's probably...
Kaylin Sheridan had a great save towards the end. I think it's that one, Tony.
Yeah, I think it was 87th minute or something. Right. Yeah, Kaylin Sheridan's unreal. That was quite the save. That wasn't even a shot on goal in the first half, so she was kind of out of it for the first half, and then just, oh my gosh, what a save.
Like, just the reach, just securing it. I think Kaylin Sheridan was probably one of the best players for San Diego Wave in this game. And you have Jack Harlow.
Great job, whoever the cameraman was, just to capture just... Hey, NWSL viewers, Jack Harlow, please meet Kaylin Sheridan.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so ultimately 0-0. Positive, if just on a basic soccer manager mentality, away game, point taken away, I'm happy.
I mean, Casey Stoney wasn't too happy. I think she admitted that it wasn't their best performance. And I mean, I think we've all known Casey Stoney to be very honest when it comes to being critical of her team. And I mean, she admitted it wasn't the best performance, but I mean, shit, fuck it, we'll take the point. Like,
she said that.
That would be great if she said that.
Her kids, no.
The kids did not travel in this game, but I do want to highlight a question that was asked in the press conference by our very own Abe Cepeda.
Did you in the video you sent me? Is it the question?
No, it's the whole thing. You're
It's the
gonna
whole
have to
thing, so
find
just-
it. You have
Oh,
a
okay,
gift.
that'd be cool.
And
We,
find
we could go to wait, and I'll tell you what I asked. Basically, I didn't use the right wording. I was definitely a little bit too long, but I basically wanted to ask Casey Stoney what was going through her mind during the moment when Taylor Flint made that goal, because we've all seen that goal before. We've all wondered, oh, is she going to do it against San Diego? She did do it against San Diego. And we just want to know, like, are you going to commend your former athlete after you kind of talked crap about her? But
All right. Let me throw it up, and then we're gonna.
I see, Tom, you added a question.
Let's see.
It was more in the
You-
middle, right? Abe?
Middle.
it was towards the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That gets after Jack.
shout out. Women kick balls.
There's Abe.
All right.
Field shape completely right tonight in terms of our compactness. So we allowed her to get on the ball and dictate too much. So we have to solve that. All things that we are capable of doing better and will need to do better against Orlando. You can't let Marta in them sort of pockets. So we're going to need to solve that.
For sure. We'll appreciate your time and safe travels home.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jack.
Abraham will go next with you.
Hey Casey, could you speak a little bit about Caitlin Sheridan? You know, she had one of those amazing saves again this game. Can you talk a little bit about what you saw from her today?
Question.
She's world class. And I think we're very lucky to have her in goal. She's calm, she's assured. At times she obviously keeps us in the game. But listen, we should have been 1 or 2 out of sight in the first half with the chances that we had. So we shouldn't have even been in that position, but we're lucky we got her because she gets us points.
And can you take us through that moment for Taylor Flint there? You know, it looked kind of like that stereotypical goal she had with the wave. What was going through your mind in that time?
Not a lot.
That's
Okay.
it. He just said
That's-
not a lot.
that's it. And you know, she did this to Chiva the other day when I think he was asking about Jaden
How
Shaw.
about Jaden Shaw? She's not fit.
Yeah, and
And
I
it-
think
Go ahead. Abe.
it's gonna happen to everyone. Like
I know it is.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
What was going through your mind in that time?
That's the thing. For the
Not a
people that
lot.
don't know, us in the little media world, when it comes to San Diego Wave games or anything that go in the press conference, it's a small group of us
Casey
that are there every single time. So it's a small group of us that are there every single time. And so at this point, kind of Casey Stoney and some players recognize us because we're the only ones there asking questions every single week, right? So whenever there's a question that someone asks and it's a very like short answer, or you can tell the coach or a player doesn't like your question, afterward we're all just shooting the shit and we're like, damn, why'd you ask that? Like, what the heck?
Ask her again. Ask her again.
I'm not
Hey,
gonna ask
ask
her
her.
again.
No, right now. Ask her.
Did you like my question, Casey Stoney? Okay. I thought you were gonna play the clip. But
No. But granted, Abraham, I was telling you, and I'm telling to everyone, I wanted to ask about Taylor Kornieck as well.
Flint.
Taylor Flint. I mean,
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's an interesting storyline. I think storylines are one of the more interesting things about sports. I mean, what the Padres Dodgers series was interesting because Will Smith was talking crap about Jerick Profar. This is the same thing. We're trying to get someone to talk about something. It's kind of our job as a media to help
Yeah.
foster interesting entertainment storylines. So I just wanted to ask about that, see what she thought about it. She didn't really want to say much on it. I should have been a little bit sneakier with the question, like you were. If we could go to that, because that was
I was the last one, Tony.
Mhm.
I was very sad. I was the last one.
yeah, because his question was a little bit sneakier and used better wording.
Massive competitor and a winner, and I think she brings that in every moment of the game.
And I want to ask, when Mackenzie Donia came in for Alex Morgan,
Before that.
Before that. Okay.
Before
Cool.
that. Yeah.
So you're already a star.
Yeah.
It's already a longer answer than Hey, babe.
Put up with Alejandro.
hey, Casey, thank you for your time. Can you speak a little bit about McCaskill's physicality and what she gives you as a 10 that maybe previous players wouldn't give you?
She gives us like energy and ability to carry the ball and run beyond and spark the attack a little bit. I thought she got fouled a lot tonight, didn't get a lot. So that was unfortunate, but she's a massive competitor and a winner, and I think she brings that in every moment of the game.
You know what's
And I
great?
want to ask, when
Taylor Flint or Kornieck at the time would not get called on fouls because of her size and how like tall she is and stronger than other players. And then every time she like pushed someone, she would get called a foul. But it's funny. And I mean, I just really want, the only reason I worded it like that was because of Abe's answer. Then I followed up with, hey, Mackenzie Donia kept the captain armband after she subbed on for Alex Morgan. I
You're
thought that
about
was
to ask the
interesting.
question.
And Mackenzie Donia came in for Alex Morgan. She kept the captain armband. Was that intentional, or was that just keep it? It doesn't matter.
I didn't see what happened there, so I assume it was just handed straight over.
Cool. I was just
Raise your hand.
I think we apply a little bit too much importance to this captain's armband thing. I think we
It
want
is
it to be
important, right?
a little bit cooler, but
It's
but
important.
yeah.
That stereotypical goal she had with the wave. Keith,
I
what was
can't
going through your
remember.
mind in that time?
Not a lot.
Not a lot, Abe.
Um,
Thank you, Casey Stoney, for your time here at San Diego.
Casey, how many goals did the Wave score?
oh,
Come on, play it.
Wow.
hey man, you
Play it.
realize I'm on good standing with YouTube.
In that time,
On great standing.
No.
What are you talking about?
A lot.
No, Casey, are you okay? Are we,
You had to clip that out, and we got to be able to use that.
okay.
Not a lot. Not a lot. Not a lot.
Perfect.
But nah, good stuff, Abe. As always, Tony couldn't make the press conference. He was jet lagged from Texas.
Real quick before we finish up, Kimi Escaño coming
yeah.
on.
Yes.
We have to talk about that.
Yeah,
So
so
16-year-old, fourth
Mhm.
youngest player to make an appearance in an NWSL match. She
Yeah.
looked pretty solid out there in the midfield. Came on for Daniel Colaprico. And I was honestly surprised. An away game to get your first professional start for a 16-year-old is kind of challenging, and she was able to be calm and present in that moment.
Yeah, and again, just the level of players that are incoming either from the drafts or just getting scouted at a young age is a testament to the scouting network and prowess of Casey Stoney to be able to recognize talents and bring them in and know exactly when to put them into the match. So
I mean, she got fouled too, and Abe, you kind of took
welcome
note,
to the
right?
league.
That Hannah Lunsvig just kind of like pushes the player, gets a yellow card for protecting Kimmy, and I mean, it kind of shows the culture of that team, right? Where you're going to have each other's back. I was just talking to you guys about that, right? Like, I wish I could see this more in the NWSL where players are pushing each other and they're getting aggressive and they're just saying no, like cero pedo, like
quiero violencia.
no, but it's part of the game where it's a competition, and I mean, you're not always going to be friends. Yes, after the game, you can be friends and everything, but I mean, it's kind of like when Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan will talk like playing with friends in the international teams or anything. No, you're not my friend right now. You're literally in the other team. You're my competitor.
I think it's the fun part about sports when you see that competitiveness. It's where we're allowed to kind of let out that aggression, and seeing Hannah Lundqvist kind of bring that out. She came on as a sub in that game and kind of bring that out after. I don't remember which player on Louisville was doing it, but from the floor, kind of trying to reach out for the ball with their legs, fouling Escaño there, and then just an extra little shove. Definitely unnecessary shove. Definitely worth the yellow card, but it was really surprising to see because it was really late in the game at that point too.
It's just part of the game. I mean,
It's good.
when there's an altercation between players and then everyone gets involved, it shows how much they care. El día que haga madrazos en esta liga va a ser mi liga favorita. And I'm not condoning violence, but
Yeah, you are. You're not. It's fine.
I'm not.
Don't revoke it.
But yeah, San Diego Wave is going to be heading on the road again, back-to-back road games this Friday against Orlando Pride. Orlando Pride has 1 win, 3 draws. One of the only one of the few undefeated teams left in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, what do we think about this one?
I like this as a game for Alex Morgan to bounce back. Playing against
her
a former
former
team. Has some good pals there. Is going to bring out the best out of this squad, and hopefully they're able to capitalize and last in the final attacking third. And I think that's going to be the key to get at least a point out of this, if not a victory. I think that if you come back with 4 points overall after 2 matches away, Wave will be rather content. Sure, if you take 2 away, that's fine. But either way, I think it's going to be an interesting match. I think Wave's going to want to take this one. I'll select Wave for this one. Abe?
Yeah, I'll take Wave on this one too. I mean, going unbeaten in 4 matches is pretty hard, but the Wave are very good defensively. They will probably figure it out offensively, especially short week. It's an away game Friday night. I think they'll be ready. A lot of Friday night games so far at the beginning of the season, Amazon Prime. It's going to be good quality broadcast, fun to watch. I mean, I think even Casey Stoney mentioned when she was talking to Jackie about Marta. It's always an issue facing off against Orlando, but I mean, San Diego's still primed to make the playoffs and make a run into the final this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup, and I think this is what the NWSL is proposing now, and expanding, but not just expanding for the sake of expanding, but having good matchups is really been a focal point of the growth of this league. And I think between this road game and then coming back home and facing Bay FC, that's going to be a good.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be a really fun match and cool international clashes there.
Yeah.
Well, it's Rachel Hill and Scarlett Gamberos were out for their last match, though. So let's hope they're off the injury list by then, because that'll.
Scarlett got carted off. Subbed off from an injury with Mexico
via card.
It's just she gets injured when she goes with the selección. So they might put a hold on that until she gets healthy again. But yeah, no, I do agree with you guys. I think Wave has what it takes to take this one. I mean, you've had 3 clean sheets already this season, including the Challenge Cup. But only 2 goals conceded in 3 games, and one of them was literally in 1 game. So I do think Wave can pull this off. I can see them getting another clean sheet, winning this game 2-0. I think Alex Morgan also gets on the score sheet here.
Absolutely. All right. Anything else, San Diego Wave? Gentlemen, I know there's going to be, what's the availability this week?
I think it's
Outlook
Wednesday.
Casey Stoney. We're not sure which player yet.
I'll try.
I'll try
to fix what you guys broke.
No, Jesus. I'll try to have time to see if I can log on. I'm gonna be in Palm Springs at a work conference.
Oh, so it's your turn. It's your turn to be the
not
conference.
Texas.
No, it's all respect with us and Casey Stoney. You know, she's allowed to be annoyed at us if we get annoyed at coaching decisions that are made. So it's always good to have a little bit of intensity between media and coach, I think. Are you gonna do it again? Come on, don't.
No, it's not.
You don't need to do it.
I really don't think. Damn it, I lost it. I really don't think that we have of time. All right, Abe. Sick new setup.
Yeah,
people were commenting, loving it. But yeah, check everything out. San Diego.Futbol. Anything coming down the pipeline for you, writing wise?
Writing wise, I think I'm gonna have a preview on this Orlando game. I'm gonna look more into Orlando, what they have in the game plans for San Diego. I think that we've seen a lot of matches between these two, and I mean, it'll be another good game. It's soccer, you know. It's all the same old, same old.
Exactly. All right, Abe. I'm gonna put you away in the pocket. You can chill. You can provide. Do whatever you'd like. Thank you, Abe, forever. At Abe_Cepeda on the X Machine and San Diego.Futbol. Just check them out. All right. With that said, we're going to go ahead and transition over now into some San Diego FC. SDFC, San Diego's upcoming MLS team here in 2025. Some moves have been done. There's rumors. Before, because we will be getting into Duran Farid's first signing for San Diego FC, getting a clean sheet for Orange County. We'll get to that in a bit, but there's a lot of talk and a lot of rumors happening about, who's going to lead this team, who's going to be the players, going to be the big bombazo, who's going to be this big signing. And it's an interesting place to be, because I'm seeing just different people. And I think you've mentioned it too. And just getting asked, and I know people who watch this who are the soccer guy or soccer girl or soccer person
Mhm.
in their friend group is the one that's being asked. So like, oh, so Hugo Sanchez, or like, hey, who's this
Mamadas, güey, son
SDFC
tontadas,
team?
güey.
Who's this new MLS team gonna sign?
Yeah.
Are they gonna sign Ronaldo? Oh, I heard Ronaldo because they want Ronaldo in the West and then Messi in the East.
Do you get?
blah, blah,
I mean,
blah,
do you
blah,
get
blah,
tired
blah.
when people ask you and they're like, "Hey, man, it's be so sick." I don't get tired of it.
No, it's just interesting just hearing where people's headspace is.
Yeah.
And where people are like, because again, we are surrounded by a lot of different individuals who either are incredibly involved in the SDFC and know and are working incredibly hard to make this as best of a product and as best of a team as it can possibly be. And they're trying to make it as world class as it can be. But then at the other side, there's like fans who are not a fan of the MLS, fans who don't necessarily like or follow the MLS, who are like, they're a little bit more realistic of that global scale.
Mhm.
In talks of like, oh, is because I was asked because, oh, like, who's your source about? Like, yo, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's a source for a reason. But it wouldn't make sense for this world-class established academy team to have this much investment in the philosophy of play, of right to dream and all this, and then just bring a random coach from Mexico just for the sales.
That hasn't coached in years.
That hasn't coached in years. Or Piojo, who's having his worst coaching stint in his history. Like, it just doesn't. And you can put any big coach there. All
And
the
honestly,
relationships that
in all honesty, a lot of this thing that comes up, and if you see it from other people or other accounts or anything, a lot of things is going to be clickbait. It's going to be for people to engage. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it's also MLS people sending stuff
100%,
saying,
yeah.
"Hey, let's start hyping some word about San Diego FC, and hey, Conejito Brizuela is going to leave Chivas and come to SDFC, a 33-year-old Mexican winger that has hardly had any caps for Mexico.
Mhm.
He's only known if you're a Chivas supporter. Other than that, like, he played in Toluca, had a great time in Toluca, has had a great career with Chivas. Other than that, who knows who Conejito is? Like, the post says, oh, they're trying to gauge and win over the Mexican following. You're not going to bring Conejito.
Again, like, it's people who are not in here who are opinionating on, oh, well, this is the way that which it can be an arm, and you do have the movements on a Mexican sense of getting a Mexican sporting director, moving in those directions to meet those two. It'd be really interesting to have SDFC be that team that says, you know what, we're going to have a basis of right to dream. We're going to have some MLS, because they have to, some MLS players who know how to win in this league.
Mhm.
And then we'll sprinkle in some Chivas and America players. So it brings the both together of the, like, I can totally see that being a
100%,
mentality.
100% I can see it. And
But we're just being ridiculous with some of these.
yeah, Conejito Brizuela, like, there's absolutely like no link, no correlation to it. Like, there's no connections. I mean, honestly, you bring a bigger following trying to bring Alexis Vega, a very controversial player right now that likes to party or anything
Marco
like that.
Fabian is playing in Empire, bro. Like,
Marco Fabian, who's
call
going to
him up.
come out in a dating reality show.
I think that was part of his contract. Yeah, no, it's very interesting what Marco Fabian is up to.
That is wild.
But and let me preface this, right? Like, when we put something on our feed and we say rumors or sources or this and this and this is at face value. We've built a relationship with people across soccer, people across San Diego sports, people across just in general. And for the most part, I'd like to think that we've been on top of it. Have there been, I can point to two where I was like, yeah, no, wrong. But just like with anything, right?
Yeah.
If there's new input that comes in, of course I need to change my perspective because there's new information coming in.
Mhm.
I'd be a fool and an idiot to stay stagnant once I hear new things coming. Oh, that's not going to happen. Oh,
Yeah,
at
for
this
sure.
point,
Anything.
Hugo Sanchez, Piojo Herrera, Conejito Brizuela, even Guillermo Ochoa are just like,
They're a stretch.
this is a stretch. This is the information that we have presently. It's information, but that can change.
Is it a possibility?
It's definitely a
Yes,
possibility.
it can. It can.
100%.
Yes, it can, because they're coaches. They can get hired as a coach. They're players. They can get traded or bought or anything like that. So
Mhm.
it's a possibility. The chances of that happening are very unlikely. And if it does, okay, how is this going to work now? Like if you decide to go that way and you start making those decisions, then we have to know, okay, well, you're all talk about your academy.
Mhm.
Why is it that now you're going into this direction?
Yeah.
Because maybe now you're realizing your academy project is not going to work out until maybe 2 or 3 more years until everything's settled.
Mhm.
You got to field some players. You can't just field out of MLS talent. You got to bring outside talent.
Yeah.
But may I
Yes.
suggest,
Yes.
before you bring in just any Mexican player from Chivas or anything like that, do a little homework. Obviously they are. Obviously they will.
Mhm.
But bring people that are also going to compete in the field and bring people that are going to sell seats.
That's the disconnect. I think that's the disconnect just between everybody who's having an opinion, who knows this league, people who are MLS fans, people who are we're seeing it front and center, right? With Messi going over to Monterrey. That team, Inter Miami, is supposed to be a world beater, a world contender.
They're not.
And they're on any given match, any team can lose. And you know what? Monterrey got the better of them 3-1. It wasn't even close. It was absolute destruction. Is that really going to tell you what the level of the MLS and Liga MX is as a whole? Not really, but on that particular day, they beat the best in the world. They beat current reigning defending World Cup winner Lionel Messi, who is the golden boy of the MLS. This team, the Inter Miami team, is the golden boys of the MLS. They're supposed to be the top of the top, right?
Yeah.
But then they go over to Monterrey and they lose. You're kind of like, well, is Monterrey that good? No, it's just like this is reality.
And that's the thing, right? Monterrey. I mean, you follow the logic home. If you were to follow the logic, like Inter Miami has to be the best MLS team. Oh, Monterrey just beat Inter Miami. Damn, Monterrey is better than any MLS team. Chivas just beat Monterrey. Oh my God, Chivas is better than Messi. Like
let me do another one.
Okay.
Monterrey tied against Cholos. Meaning that
man.
Monterrey is equal to Cholos, which is over Messi. So currently, if you want to watch a product that's better than Lionel Messi,
go watch Cholos.
Go watch some Cholos.
Who just won their first game of the season against Juarez yesterday. Shout out
1-0.
with their last minute winner. But yeah, man, those rumors, I mean, they're getting a little out of hand. I enjoy watching them.
It's interesting.
And at the end of the day, posting about it is for the clicks. And I mean, props to anyone that wants to share them. That's your call.
And,
but I mean,
and we're in that game too.
100%.
We're in that game
100%.
too. And I think we're being cautious with what we put based on what we've actually known, because we've had conversations in the past recently about things that are actually going to be happening down the line and people who are they're actually going to be looking for. But it serves nobody if we just kind of start just throwing stuff out. Because
wait, we can grab the phone and tweet around right now. SDFC wants to sign Kevin Alvarez from America, the 23-year-old star boy that signed from Pachuca, that was linked to go to European clubs, Ajax and this and that. Like,
Ajax and Catholic.
And boom, and that would attract people, and they were like, "Oh shit, Kevin Alvarez!" Like,
it would generate clicks.
100%. But I mean, we're not in that business, so
those tres. But yeah, well, is there something else?
Shout out to everyone that showed out to the supporters rally.
Yes.
I personally didn't make it out because I'm strictly media, so
it's fine.
Yeah,
people had a great time out there.
Yeah,
people had a great time.
It looked cool, and I think it's great for the community. Shout out to Jerry Jimenez, big part of the reason
putting
that
it together.
This events happen. So I think a lot of people enjoyed it. The post looked great. The community, like supporters group, working together. Hopefully, it works out for everyone. Big shout out to the Riptides.
Yeah, Riptides
Chavos.
Releasing a kit, and not only that, they actually had a really cool initiative and partnership coming on through. Let me click through some of these pictures just to just give it the actual title. And so it's in collaboration with Matic made it. Riptides would like to announce formal partnership with Barrio Logan College Institute. It's a goal to support the soccer program of El Cajon facility, as well as to bring awareness to this amazing program. Great stuff that's happening in partnership with the Riptides, Optominus, and Omatic. That's the name of the
player, yeah.
I know. And the French love just shout out to everything that's being done in the community. The locals still out there, Chavos, Fronteras Ultra still out there, 18th, the Dago boys out there. Like it's coming together. And there was an interesting conversation that I had with somebody just with knowledge as far as like, hey, like this supporter section is going to be filled regardless. It's going to be filled regardless the first couple of games across the seasons and whatever. Is it going to be 100% fans chanting, supporters, La Barra?
Probably not.
Probably not. But I think that people are realizing that and are honing on what's there. The growth is still happening, and it's going to be a matter of those groups doing their part. And I think they are. They're taking steps. Every single group that I've seen has had growth recently, and they're collaborating and they're coming together at soccer games, having a fun time out there. So the movement's happening. So good luck to everybody involved in that. It seemed like it was fun out there. But yeah, I think that's what we have for SDFC. There was a couple of other things that we can touch on, but we'll move that over to next week. But with that, I want to get to
you work hard on this.
It took me 25 minutes. Duran watch.
Duran watch.
So Duran watch, as you know, is goalkeeper, 17-year-old goalkeeper, first SDFC signing, loaned out to USL Championship side Orange County FC, former rival of his with San Diego Loyal, former champions, along with teammate Thomas Amang. But we had conflicting in-club discussions as far as the potential of him starting or not starting. We had sources letting us know that, hey, he may get a start.
Yeah,
and then
what we were told pretty much is, hey, what's the start? Is Shuttler?
Yeah. But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Oh, okay.
Because again, this is a segment to watch. Duran watch. Shout out to Duran Free, who, former guest of San Diego Punto Football. We're gonna try to get him on here soon. But with that came a new highlight package that I can use and make a shitty video. But it's not shitty because it's just me, my quality of it. But it's all the reverence. So Duran watch, guys.
Lucas, great save from Shuttler, the first test of the evening. Looking in Taylor's direction, heads him down. Curry is there. Big time save. From his end now, Duran 3, what a save.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever done.
It is,
Duran watch.
100%. Pretty much what sources confirmed is that starting goalkeeper Shuttler hadn't trained all week. So that kind of is an indication, okay, this player is not match fit. So there's a chance Duran gets a starting position and his official debut with Orange County in the USL.
Yeah, and so even the official lineup card that the commentary team got for the match had the wrong names because they kept calling Duran Shuttler for the first couple minutes of this matchup.
So look, Tony, I can pull it up right now for you.
Oh yeah, boy. Let me see, boy. Let me see it, boy.
So this is a starting lineup that Orange County posted on Twitter.
Oh, they even posted it. Oh wow.
So it has Shuttler on there, and then essentially they ended up putting this picture of the starting 11. That's not Shuttler. That's Duran Free.
That's my boy, Duran Free. So congratulations, getting your first USL championship start this season
and clean sheet.
Let's just look at some of this. I missed USL.
Wait.
Yes.
Did you say first start in the USL or with Orange County, right?
First start in the USL this season.
Got it. Okay, cool.
I missed USL.
The highlights. Oh, man, this is the first time this season that we show USL highlights.
But yeah, no. So I don't even want to go through all of these because some of the highlights. Again, I forgot they show highlights in the package that are literally just a pass.
Yeah,
or literally just a goof. Like you could have changed this already. I see no highlight here.
25 seconds of the game. Come on now, Tony.
Let's see. So yeah. So then eventually there's going to be a chance here for former champions of the USL Championship and rivals also of San Diego Loyal, San Antonio FC, featuring players like PC.
Well, both of these teams are current past champions and just rivals of former San Diego Loyal.
So here's a point blank shot. Lucas, a fantastic save by
Now,
Duran
Tony, you were
Ferree.
telling me before we started that that's a difficult save to make, and you were saying something about Duran just being fundamentally a great goalkeeper.
So, like, there's a reason why Duran Ferree is considered to be a phenom, right? And people can look at him and look at his style, and sometimes I don't think people have seen enough film of Duran to realize like how good he actually is. You know, in terms of just a pure goalkeeping sense, we see somebody like Koke Vegas, and we're impressed with his looks, with his play style, which is extravagant and different. He's fantastic with his legs, but as a pure goalkeeper, Duran was and is a little bit better just in fundamentals, right? So this is a direct shot, and usually when it comes at you this fast, you can't really react. One of the things is that Duran reacts perfectly to this, so much so that at the end of it, usually what happens is that goalkeepers go here and then try to save it with their legs just because they can't react that fast. Duran is so young, spry, and fundamentally sound that he knows that on a fundamental basis, he needs to get down there. To get down there is incredibly difficult. The athletic maneuvering that he has to do is challenging, and he gets down there and stops that laying down. Like, it's just a small little detail there where I'm like, good, like that, like Duran. Oh my God, like that's a really good world-class goalkeeping mentality to have, and to be able to execute it is another thing. So a good first stop there, first good real stop. And then, as the game continues on, he will have a couple more commentary right here. Well, I got his name right.
What a spot there from
And honestly, just watching this and just from what we used to see, he looks more confident. He looks more secure on that goal. I think even just getting that contract from SDFC as a player, as a young player, it gives you that confidence boost where you're like, damn, like they think I'm good enough. Like I have to be this good. So then you start playing better. You go to the USL and you're like, well, next season I'm going to be in the MLS, so I better freaking shine every single time I get on this field. And I mean, a clean sheet against San Antonio, it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, knowing exactly the prowess of San Antonio, what they're able to do at home, the pressure's on. It was a really good performance by Duran. There is one more stop and save, and there's going to be courtesy here in a bit of terrible San Diego FC memes. So shout out to them. I'm going to throw it up right here. This chance there, just the reaction. I hope somebody got a good picture of that, because that's a really good save, sprawling out and being able to deflect that is, again, super difficult. As you're going to see here, this ball, it comes right at him. There's no contact. He's ready for there to be contact, just so he's ready on every single point that he can possibly be at. But then just to still be able to get down there is super difficult. So this is my favorite stop that he's my favorite stop that he's done. It's just aesthetically looks great.
It's just very difficult, right? Because I mean, you have to be ready for a header. If a header goes the other direction, you have to be ready to dive. So I mean, I agree. It's definitely a difficult save.
So shout out Duran Ferree. And with that, we're going to go ahead and follow him. Orange County SC do have 2 away matches, but they come back to Orange County to face Louisville FC back at home. If you want tickets for that, we can provide tickets. So if you want tickets and we want to go have a chance to see Duran Ferree, or just want to go see Orange County FC, let us know. Right now, open call. If you want to go ahead and watch that, let us know. Hit us up in the DMs, sandiego.futbol, sandiego.futbol. We'll hook you up with some tickets and, go have a great time. It's a great soccer venue. It's a great soccer park. It's a great time over in Orange County. So we have good connections over there. So just let us know. We'll get you hooked up with that. No questions about it.
Just want to give Koke Vegas a shout out. I mean, hopefully he's back from injury soon.
Yeah.
He got injured against the Monterey match. Got subbed off, so he hasn't played since that second game of the season. So hopefully he's back soon.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy Koke Vegas.
It's Lucas, great save from Shuttler, the first test of the evening. Looking in Taylor's direction, heads him down. Curry is there. Big time save from his end. Oh, Duran Ferree, what a save.
So
You're so
dumb.
proud of it.
No. But all right. With that has been Duran Watch and everything that we have here. But the final segment, nope, it's not year and A.
I know.
Not definitely that. It's gonna be El Juego Bonito, Jogo Bonito, goals, gaffes, and greats. The beautiful game. All right. So Chiva, you've provided some of these links.
So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I mean, the goal I wanted, I checked it again, and it was months old already. So
Rosales Films?
there was this goal that had just happened a couple hours ago from the Liga MX Femenil from Pachuca. I thought it was a banger. I saw it on the feed right now. I saw Cesar H. Football share it, and I was like, well, okay, that's a goal of the week for sure. I mean, unless you have something else. Cole Palmer. I mean, if you want to go with that, we can just show the Man City against Real Madrid goals. Like, if you want to go with that,
we're fine. You know what? It's okay. It's okay to not have a goal of the week. Nothing was worthy. Nothing was sent.
There's 2 gaffes.
There is 2 gaffes, so that's bonus. So let's go to one.
This is the first gaff.
Jesus
and I mean,
Christ.
it has to be with Tony's soccer team. Chelsea, I mean, we tried to stay local, but when ridiculous stuff like this happens worldwide, we have to cover it. And Chelsea were up 4-0 already. Cole Palmer was already on a hat trick, and the players are fighting over who takes a penalty. Pochettino, this Chelsea head coach, goes to say after Cole Palmer is our penalty taker.
Damn right he is. Really wish you would have said that in
before the game.
No, right here. Like just like looking like.
So I mean,
like an embarrassed mom at the supermarket.
You get stuff like that on all levels of the game, even at the highest of tiers when it comes to the English Premier League. I mean, this shouldn't be happening. Like, the players' egos are higher than the clubs.
Wait, vas ganando 4-0. It's fine. That's a winning mentality. That's going to be. It's back at Chelsea, and it's really wanting that spirit to
Cole
come
Palmer
back.
is tied at the top of the scoring table with Erling Haaland.
Cole Palmer has scored more goals in consecutive matches than Didier Drogba. Nobody in Chelsea has
9
scored
penalty goals this season.
Hey, goals to goal.
Pen Palmer.
Cole's goal.
Pen Palmer.
First player in Chelsea since Eden Hazard to score over 20 goals. So shout out Eden Hazard.
He's one of your own.
He's one of their own. But yeah, so that's one of the gaffes. Second gaff.
Yeah, you sent me this. No, that's the goal.
Oh, that's the goal?
Yeah.
We'll show it. Why not?
That's the goal I had. I mean, I thought it was a banger. Like, tuvo bueno el gol.
Allá viene la pelota brava. Balón al frente. Siempre buscan a Charlín. Le gusta el mano a mano. Y mira Charlín. Y mira Charlín.
That's a great. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Charlín.
That was a great goal.
Yeah. Of the week.
Shout out Charlene.
Someone let her know.
Somebody please tell her. She
the
has
second
one.
gaff. You sent me this, and this was hilarious.
God, it's
like
pain.
Like, vato. Viven en un country.
Viven en un country. Tiene un BMW. Just, what are you doing? Just shoot the ball.
That's ridiculous, man. I mean, technically, the goalkeeper got in front of the line before he got a chance to kick the ball.
Yeah,
so
redo it. Yep, you gotta redo it.
Redone.
Sorry, you gotta redo it.
And I mean, for our great of the week, I had 2.
Oh yeah.
The first one, we have to give it to the referee. First start this season for OC. And getting a clean sheet. Shout out to the referee. Great.
Oh yeah.
Xabi Alonso.
Xabi Alonso. Shout out.
The beauty of soccer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Xabi Alonso taking over Bayer Leverkusen in the German soccer league, in the Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen have never won a Bundesliga title before. This was the first one. They were so much ahead. The game that Xabi Alonso has brought to Bayer Leverkusen has been insane. Absolute scenes. I mean, just being a soccer fan, watching this, it hits home for you, right? You got to be like, damn, like that's what it's all about. Like this is what it's supposed to be. Imagine being a fan. Like your team never wins because Bayern Munich just dominates or Borussia Dortmund.
Look at that. Just absolute happiness. There's
Like, dude,
nothing.
this is sick, man.
How'd you feel? Glory and birds.
The heroes. Welcome.
That's where 20-year-old center attacking mid hits a hat trick in this game. The president of Bayer Leverkusen already said, well, we have to sell one of our players so we can have a budget to bring in more players. So we're probably going to sell one of the players. You know, when you have young players like this and they win a league, you can sell them for triple their price. I think there's a player that Man United are already trying to get. And people, even Man United fans said, no, leave him alone. He looks so happy. Like, don't sign anyone from that team, please. But just shout out to Xabi Alonso staying another season Leverkusen after running back.
Love that. Speaking of internationals, the last thing, and we'll wrap this up for tonight, is coming up in the next couple of weeks. Chiva and I, Chiva and you and me, you and me, I.
Tú y yo, Isabumafu.
Is that how it was in Spanish?
Tú y yo, Isabumafu. Son animales como serán.
Wow.
No, it's not that guy.
Me and you and the we're going to be interviewing two international players, or one of them former players. First is Real Betis legend, because Tab Ramos. So Tab Ramos is going to be representing Real Betis, who's going to be facing at Snapdragon Stadium over in the summer a returning Manchester United. And so with that, coming up in the next couple of weeks, we will be interviewing Tab Ramos from Real Betis and former, current, he's not current. He is a Champions League winner. He is Barclays Premier League winner. He is formerly a Chelsea Player of the Year. He did some stuff in Man U. I guess is in good standings and now an ambassador for Manchester United. We're going to be interviewing Juan Mata.
And this is all because Manchester United and Real Betis will be facing off in the summer here at Snapdragon. So that's going to be fun to watch. But yeah, Juan Mata, I mean, he's a player that is a legend in both your club and my club.
That's crazy. That's so
insane.
crazy. Really excited for that. So stay tuned for that development and how that's going to go down. It's ridiculous that we're getting to talk to Juan Mata. Like, it's honestly the craziest, dumbest thing ever. But I love it. I really.
And those of you wondering who Tab Ramos, I mean, you can look it up. But I mean, playing Real Betis from 1992 to 1995. Uruguayo. Coached the Houston Dynamo for 2 years, then Hartford Athletic for 1 season, and then he was the assistant at New England Revolution. So I mean, just
insight on MLS.
Player that knows the game in and out, that played overseas. So that's going to be interesting as well. But that's pretty much what we have for you all tonight.
Season's greetings for everybody who tuned in. Back on a Monday. We did back-to-back Tuesdays because of necessity. We're back on Monday night, dominating Monday night. San Diego's #1 soccer outlet. San Diego.Futbol is the name of the game. San Diego.Futbol is the name of the website. You can find everything that we do on there. Find Abraham's articles, the latest and anything soccer in San Diego. You'll find it there. Shout out to everybody who's supporting us. PB European Imports, San Diego Internacional winning 4-0. Right?
Yes.
Fine. Sure. 4-0. We're going to go ahead and
4-1.
4-1. They won.
Right.
San Diego Soccers are going to be playing against Chihuahua Savage, the revenge game. Literally the same thing as last year where they got booted out by Chihuahua. They're going to be having a home matchup on the 21st. That is Sunday the 21st. If you want tickets for that too, let me know. Hit me up on sandiego.futbol or _Tony Sanchez. With that said, season's greetings to everybody who's been listening, supporting sandiego.futbol. I'll put Abraham on. Forever.
Bye, guys.